If you're doing an enclosed trailer build, stop everything you're doing and watch this. Guys, welcome to part 6 of our enclosed trailer build series. Man, you guys are seeing part of my daily routine. This is actually, man, I would say my favorite part of the day. I come to the shop early. I'm actually under this umbrella right here. You guys see that? I usually leave my house, guys, around 5:15, 5:30. And I get to the shop. My crew, my operations manager, he gets here around 7:30, 7:45 sometimes. The rest of the crew, 8:15. And then we do a huddle, and then they take off in their rigs. But this is my favorite time to be in my shop because there's nobody here. Super early in the morning, and I get to have a look at that, guys. My Harley mug. Let me take a quick sip. Love me some coffee, and then so I usually have, you know, maybe two cups of coffee. My old lady gets me man, what are those things called? They're not bagels, croissants at Costco. And she, a couple of years back, I want to say 3 years ago, she got me one of those coffee machines with the pods. What are those things called? 𝐂𝐈𝐋𝐄𝐒. She got me a 𝐂𝐈𝐋, and then she orders me, like, I don't know, 100, 200 of those pods. And so I have them there in the kitchen here at the shop. And then, yeah, I heat up some croissant, drink coffee. Oh, by the way, this mug right here, right? Look at this. So I'm going to tell you the story real quick of this mug. I was on a road trip with the old lady, and we saw all these signs, right? Like 15, 16 signs. They were having a community, like a neighborhood-wide yard sale. And we went to it, and one of the tables there, we saw this mug. It was actually 8 mugs, all Harley mugs. They were all different colors, like some were orange, some were black, some were tall, some were really fat, some were really big, like for drinking like beer. Anyway, guys, we bought all 8 mugs for $10 at a yard sale when we went on this road trip. That was a no freaking brainer. You gotta love some yard sales. Let me know in the comment section if I'm the only one who loves yard sales. But yeah, man, I love me some yard sales. But anyway, guys, today's episode, you know, you guys already seen, we created the bases. We already plumbed everything, already plumbed the bottom of the tank. Today's episode, we're actually going to be setting our tanks, setting all of our tanks. We're going to bolt them to the trailer, strap them in real good. And we're gonna set, and I have a not a stack kit, what is that thing called, like a strap kit for the 55 gallon, the stand-up tanks. We have one is for house mix, and the other one is for what is that thing called, SH. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But before we even get into that, I wanted to show you guys something real quick. Check this out. All right, guys, I wanted to show you this. So once I'm 100% done with the build, this is the trailer right here that we're working so hard to build for you guys. Once I'm 100% done, we're actually going to completely get rid of this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to donate the trailer. We're going to take, obviously, it's got a big machine. It's got a AR-45 and an 8.5 gallon a minute machine. We're going to take the stuff off that we need, like the tanks and whatnot. And we're going to donate that trailer to the Amish, because just look at this trailer, guys. Wow. I mean, just take a look at this. Wow. I mean, it is completely rotted out. And within, I want to say, the next week or so, we're going to completely change this. And for you guys out there, I get at least a handful of emails a month. You guys will ask me about Summit reels. Look at that right there. Look at this reel. This reel, guys, I built this entire system out in 2017. We're what, in 2025? So this is 8 years, guys. Look at these reels. I mean, wow. They look like they've been, I don't know, in the bottom of the ocean for 10 years. To put things into perspective, this was built in 2019. Look at this. I mean, we maybe twice a year we switch this out. This is just a swivel. But I mean, look at that hose reel. Look at that, guys. I mean, I don't want to say it looks brand new, but I mean, this is what, 6 years old, 2019 to now. This is 6 years old, and that one's 8 years old. I mean, just look at it. Wow, no more Summit reels. You guys, it's okay to get cheap reels when you're just starting out and it's your first rig and stuff. But then, you know, you got to get better rigs. And there's the place right there, by the way, where we get our reels. Absolute pressure washing, you see it there. And this one here is maybe 2-3 years old. I want to say this one. But there you have it. This is actually just a Titan. I used to have Titan reels, but now all of my reels are Steel Eagle. And the reels that we're going to put in there is Steel Eagle as well, right? That we're going to put in here. I'm sorry, that we already put it here, guys. I'm lollygagging. They're all Steel Eagles. So, anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is this, okay? So I've been thinking about this for the last 2 weeks. I want to name my rigs because we got this rig going in the field. Then we're going to get rid of that and we're going to rebuild that so it looks exactly like this. So these two, they're going to be twins of each other. So that's a 500-gallon tank. You got the proportioner, you know, 2 stand-up tanks, right? That one is going to look exactly like this one. So I was thinking, I haven't really thought of a name for both of them, but I thought it would be cool as a community if we could name them. Now, this right here, I already have a name, guys. Now, I wanted to debut the name with you guys. What do you think about, I call this one, I'm thinking about calling this one the Grime Reaper, okay? And then we refer to it as the Reaper for short. The Grime Reaper, okay? And then, you know, in the comment section, like, not comment section, you know, like when I'm recording a video, you know, I might say to you, you know, hey guys, I'm in a Reaper today, or we'll reference it. But I was thinking about that one, the Reaper. Let me know in the comment section if you guys think of a name that's better than the Reaper, the Grime Reaper. Let me know what you think about that name. And then you guys as a community come up with the names for those two right there. I don't know, maybe a name that's similar, or, you know, because they're both going to be twins of each other. They're going to look exactly the same. Maybe a name where it's like Junior or 1 and 2, something like that. I haven't even thought of any names. But guys, yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think the name for that one should be, the name for this one. And then let me know what you think about the Grime Reaper, guys. The Reaper. But let's go ahead and get in here and let me show you how we're gonna work these tanks. All right, guys, as you can see, I already put the 2x4 on there. And what I did is I just took a regular 2x4, which is 8 feet, and then I just cut it in half. So that's 48 inches. Let me show you the other one as well here. 48 inches and 48 inches. Okay, there you have it right there, and it's already screwed onto the trailer. Now, you guys saw how I was using 3-inch epoxy screws. This one here has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 screws on there, okay? Now, as far as tank location is very important. You want your tanks to sit in the middle of wherever your axle is. In my case, here, you will not be able to see this on camera. I actually measured this out, the wheelbase there, and it was like 5.5 feet. And then I just put a mark at the bottom there. You won't be able to see it, but it's right there in pencil. And then that T that we installed together right there, where my finger is, that T is sitting exactly in the middle there of where that mark is. So it's exactly in the middle. And by the way, I meant to mention this in the previous video and I forgot. Underneath that tank right there, let me show you here, there's a bulkhead right there, guys. You know, the water outlet right there, the bulkhead. Okay, well, that bulkhead was not there when I got this tank. When I got this tank, you know, the water inlet, this part here was here, but not the outlet down there. You guys see it around down there, the bulkhead down there. And if you guys want to watch and see and learn how I installed that, you can go ahead and watch it. It's episode 272. 272 is how I put that on there, like step by step by step by step. But anyway, so the bottom line is your tank, guys, no matter the size of your tank, you want your tank to sit in the middle of your wheel well. In our case here, you know, the two axles, it's right between the two axles, okay? And then, like I said, we put 8 screws, those 3-inch epoxy screws. Now, this is very important, guys. I actually drilled a little hole when I put the screw in there, because if you don't do that, it will crack the 2x4. So, you know, it's just like a small bit. Let me show you real quick here. Actually, I think I still have it on the drill. Yeah, I do. So you see this right here? Look at that. It's just a small, like a 1/4-inch bit. And then I just put, like, basically it's a guide hole so it doesn't break the wood. Now I'm going to tell you the next part here, what I'm going to do. Let me show you this right here. Okay? So if you've noticed, on all the sides of the wood here, we found the center, right? That's what I marked up here. That's where the straps are going to go, right there. You see that? How there's a little dimple right there that we put with a pencil? That's where we have to drill. And we did that with all 4 of them. And you can see here on this other side here. Look at that right there. Look at that. Right there. You see that? Right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to install this right here, guys. All right. So this is a what's it called? A bolt that we bought. Where did we buy this hook bolt? We bought it at Tractor Supply. You see there the hook. It's 4-inch hook, 3/8, 4-inch, 3/8 hook bolt. It's called a hook bolt. And what I did is, you see this big washer here? Of course, we're going to drill through here, and then we're going to put this through. We're going to put this all the way through. And then underneath the trailer, this is what it's going to be an underneath part. So we have a big washer, then a smaller washer, then this is a locking washer, and then we're putting 2 of these. You guys see that right there? So I got 4 of these, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do that off screen, off camera. We're going to do all 4 of these because we actually have to, with my guys, we're going to jack the trailer up. Let me go out here so I can show you. We're going to jack the trailer up because underneath here, guys, I mean, you have an 18-inch gap. And, you know, me and all my guys, we're going to put a jack. We might use 2 jacks just to be on the safe side because, you know, that can crush a person if, because we're going to be 100% underneath there. Like I said in a previous video, guys, I am completely claustrophobic. I would not get in there, under there for nothing. So we're going to do this because the guys are coming any second, and I'm going to do this with them. And then when I come back here with you guys, I'll be on my GoPro, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to strap this down. So I'll see you on that side. Okay, guys, we got our little hook bolts in there. This is part of the build that I do not recommend you do on your own. We actually used a what is this thing called, landscaping tie left over. We put that under the wheel wells just for extra protection. And we have a 3,500-pound jack, and there was 3 of us. We lifted it, tightened the bolts underneath. You guys can see here, I've already put the strap through, but I wanted to show you guys this right here. So you see this second piece of wood here where my finger is? What that is, and there's different ways you can do this. The reason why you want to put that, if your tank is like mine, this is a 500-gallon water tank, and you see that gap there in between the tank, the wood is there to protect it from going from left to right. Now, in the past, I've put it here as well. If you have like you see that little section right there, you can just put a piece of plywood there. And then the problem is you would also have to put one on that side, and that's where all of our plumbing is, so it's complicated. And then in other times, what I've done is in this gap right here too, you see where my finger's pointing right there? In this gap right here, I've also put, you know, a piece of plywood there, not plywood, a 2x4 there and a 2x4 there. But because I have a gap right there, I put one on that side, and I'll show you here in a second one on the other side. But if you guys' tank is different than mine, you might have to use the sides. The bottom line is you have to have a piece of plywood that is also going to keep the tank from going to side to side. And you see there, that tank's locked into place. So let's go here on this side here. And we already got our straps in there. And see the piece of wood down there, guys? You see it on the two sides? So that's preventing my tank. You know the piece of wood here that has the, let me see here, this kneeler. So you see here the hook bolt that we put through. So this piece of wood here, the 2x4, it has 8 of the 3-inch thing, so it's really hooked onto the trailer, but then also it's actually strapped into the trailer itself. And then that extra 2x4, what it's doing is it's keeping from going side to side, like moving left to right. And then the one in the front is, what's holding everything together. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm sure you guys out there in the inner zones, you guys are super capable and you've done this before, and I've shown you before how to use straps, but here we go. So what you want to do is, and this was already like this, you see how this piece here is facing me, and then you want to put this through the bottom, and then you want to hook it into place, just like so. Just like this. Just like this. And I'm trying to use you guys got to excuse me because I'm trying to use my left hand here, guys. So, you know how that goes. Okay, so that's already into place like that. Like that. And then, like I said, you guys got to be a little bit patient with me because I am literally worthless with my left hand. Just like that. And you guys see here on the other side there how, it is already super tight over there. And then all I'm going to do now is just do like that until it's fairly tight, just like that. You don't want it super, super tight, but it is snug. Snug as a bug in a rug, guys. Look at that. There is no give right there. No give, super ready to go. And usually what I do is instead of cutting the extra, I put a little, what is that thing called? Oh my God, like a little zip tie through in case I ever need to reuse this guy. Just like that. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other one together. Look what a mess I got on my trailer, by the way, guys. A big, huge mess because, man, doing a build, guys, you're going to have stuff everywhere. And if every single time I put stuff back, I would triple the amount of time that it takes me to do a build. That's why I got stuff everywhere. And then what I'm going to do at the very, very, very end, I'll put everything back for another, when I come back from vacation, I told you guys I'm going with my old lady down to Florida. When I come back from vacation, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that other build. So here we go again, guys. So you guys can see it. Once again, I want to tighten this like so. Grab that, and then I want to, straighten my line out. You see how my line is like super straight right there, just like so. And then I want to hold it right there with my left hand, put it through the gap, just like that. And then I keep holding it so it doesn't loosen up on the other end of the tank, like so, just like that. Tighten as much as I can with my hand, and here we go. Oh, that's already super tight. There you have it, guys. Just like so. We got our tank strapped in there. And remember, there's like quadruple redundancy here, guys, because the tanks can't move from left to right. Right? You see the hooks there, and then let's see it here on this other side. Super, super tight. Look at that. And these things, they're meant to withhold 5,000 pounds. And, even if the tank's completely full. And the only time, by the way, I have the tanks completely full is if I'm at a customer's house. And typically when I'm driving from house to house, it'll be about 3/4. So it'll have about 300, maybe 350 gallons in there. So you're looking at, what is that, 3 times 8? Roughly about 2,500 pounds, let's say, give or take. give or take roughly right around 2,500 pounds, but each one of those straps can hold 2,500 pounds by itself. The two straps combined is 5,000 pounds. And you see there, I mean, the thing can't move left, can't move right. But I wanted to show you one more thing before we move on to the next part, because now we got to set our two 55-gallon stand-up tanks right here. And in the middle right there, we're going to put our, what is that thing called? Our snotmonade, our soap tank. All right, what I wanted to show you is this, and I'm going to stand back here to show you. So one of the things I'm going to do off camera, okay, is this. In this section here, where, you know, where my hand is pointing, I'm going to put two pieces of plywood. Remember I told you guys from the beginning, you needed to buy 3 6x6 landscaping ties, and you guys saw here, I mean, what we use those for. But I also told you 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, right? And the reason for that being is we're going to use the plywood to create the basis for all of our equipment. And, you know, especially the machines, that's coming up in episode 8, part 8 of this series. But also, I want to create a solid foundation here for me to put all of the equipment, because we got our gas tank, which is going to go right there where that light is. We got our machine, our battery, everything's being connected right here, all the plumbing right here. So I want to create a solid foundation. So that being said, where's my, I think it's on the other side here. Let me see if I got it here. Oh, I don't even have a measuring tape here, but it doesn't matter. What I'm doing here is from this point right here, from right here, let me grab this wrench, from right here to right here, I am going to put a piece of plywood. And then from here to our hose reel base, that's going to have right here, where I'm pointing right here, is going to have another piece of plywood. So think of it like a big letter T. Right here is all going to be fresh plywood. And the reason for that being is twofold. The 2 reasons why you want to do this. Number 1, like I said, we're going to create a solid foundation for all of our equipment, because I don't want to strap everything down to the floor of the trailer, right? I want to give it an extra layer of protection. But the second reason for it is this right here. So imagine that this is a piece of plywood right here with this little foamy thing, that the knee pad thing. So imagine if that's your piece of plywood right there. So what happens is that plywood is giving you even more protection against the tank coming forward, because you know, this is a lot of weight. We're talking 2,500, 3,000 pounds of weight inside that tank, right? And when you're driving, that water is slushing in there, and you're putting a lot of pressure on that wood right there, even though it's strapped to the trailer, right? Bolted to the trailer. But with a piece of plywood right here, now I'm taking the stress away from this 2x4, because there's no way for that 2x4 to come forward, because it's locked into place with the plywood. And that's 3/4 inch plywood. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces, one from there to there, and then one from here to here, where all of our machine, all of our equipment is going to go. And then I'm going to use these, where is this thing right here? I'm going to use these 1.5 inch epoxy screws, and I'm going to put, you know, like 25 to 30 screws on each one. And then I'm creating a solid foundation for, you know, what's coming up in the next couple episodes. But as far as our buffer tank, that's 100% ready to go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch over to the shop, to a tripod camera, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how we put together our stand-up tanks. Because right here on the left side of the buffer tank, that's going to be our sauce tank. That's going to be fed into our proportioner down there. Over here is going to be our mix tank for downstreaming. And then right smack in the middle of them is going to be the 16-gallon tank for our, what is that thing called? For our surfactant. But anyway, so let me go ahead and switch cameras, and I'll see you guys on that side. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, you know, your pricing PDF, your for example, you know, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO, and the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos, so they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. So what you're seeing right here is actually my SH tank. This is a 55-gallon stand-up tank. The tank's actually 18 inches by 18 inches, and I'm sure most of you guys watching, you've never seen or put together a strap kit for your tank. And you see here, and don't worry guys, I've already done this one, did this one off camera, but we got one more to go because we still have our mix tank, our house mix tank to go. So I'm going to build that one with you guys step by step. But we have here a wooden base that, you know, I made, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then this thing's actually sitting on an aluminum plate. And again, I'm going to show you all the different parts. Let me twist this so I can show you. Because really what I'm trying to do here is just show you more or less what we're going to, you know, what it's going to look like when we build it. And then it hooks right here, and there's a part here on the top. This is what's going to hold my tank in place. And you see here the other side look exactly the same. You guys see that? Okay. And like I said, guys, don't worry, because we're going to do the very next one together. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get this out of here so we can bring in the other tank and the strap kit. And then you guys are going to get your hands in there with me. Step by step, you and I are going to build this thing out together. All right, so we have our 55-gallon stand-up tank right here. We got the top right here. And again, these tanks, remember, they're the perfect tanks for chemicals, guys, because they don't have an outlet. They don't have like that bulkhead at the bottom. Now, some of you guys have emailed me in the last, year or so. I get about, I don't know, a handful of emails a month about this topic. When you do get it, let's say you get a tank and you buy it online used, and it has one of those bulkheads in there, and you're getting a leak on your bulkhead down there. One of the things that you can do to avoid that is, number one, you should switch out the bulkhead because it might be compromised. But number two, what I've always done when I had to use a tank that had a bulkhead, and I was using that tank specifically to put chemicals in it, what I would do, guys, is I would put a plug in the inside of the tank as well as on the outside. So 2 plugs, inside and out. And then that completely eliminates that problem. But the best thing to do, honestly, guys, is just get yourself a tank that does not have an outlet at the bottom for your chemical. That's going to avoid a lot of problems for you. But anyway, so your stack kit, like I was telling you guys, it comes in 3 parts. And this is the part that you did not see in the beginning there because of the top of the tank. So this goes like this on the tank. You see that? It sits like that. You guys see that? Perfectly built. You can see this thing was built. I mean, it was built to last. This alloy right here. I mean, guys, that's why you want to get professional stuff. And by the way, this stack kit, not stack kit, guys. This, what's that called? Strap kit. Strap kit for your tank. So this strap kit I bought, and I'm going to put up here for you guys. This is Russ Johnson's website. It's a Southside Equipment Company. You reach out to them and order yourself. If you have 1 tank, just order 1, obviously. And the price varies. I paid $250 for mine, for my stack kit. That's with shipping. It might be different for you depending on where you live in the country. But anyway, when it came in a box, it came in this part here, right here, which is the top. Then you have these 2 brackets, these L brackets. You see that right there? And by the way, when you install these, you make sure that the L is pointing away from the tank. You see that right there? So like, for example, this would be like this, away from the tank. And you have 2 of these L brackets for the left and the right. And then the bottom is this plate right here, guys. You see that right there? And you probably won't be able to see this too well on camera, but it has 4 little holes here. 4 holes, you see that right there. And this again is made out of aluminum, so it's super sturdy, and then also it's going to help a lot with the SH through time, okay? Now, this is the thing. I put mine on a wooden base, and the reason for that being is if I didn't put this on a wooden base, I would have to drill through my trailer, get under there, and that's just too much for me. I'm not doing all that. And then on top of that, 2 things here is that you know, when you're talking about, you know, your chemical tanks, you should not be carrying more chemical than you need for the day's work, or let's say a maximum of a day or 2. You know, like for example, guys, you know, this is my house mix tank, right? So I'm only batch mixing enough for that specific day. This is very important for you guys to understand that, because you know, if it's Monday, I'm only making chemicals for that Monday. If I, for example, put 55 gallons, like let's say, hypothetical, let's say I have 5 houses to do for the whole week, okay? I'm a new guy. And I go ahead and I make 50 gallons on Monday. By Thursday, instead of being at 6%, now it's probably at 3%, because it's going to lose concentration, you know, as the week goes on. So you don't want to do that. You want to make your chemical specific to that day. And the reason why I bring that up is there's never going to be too much weight inside of this tank, because on a day-to-day, it's about 120 pounds worth of weight that I got in this tank, and that's not a lot of weight, right? So what I do is I actually bolt this to a wooden base, and then I screw with our epoxy screws that to the actual trailer. That's just how I do it. And the second thing that I was going to mention about that is that, you know, once in a while, guys, I have to move these tanks around from trailer to trailer, or undo a trailer, build another trailer. And so that way I can just quickly zip, 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 unscrew the epoxy screws and move this to a different build. And that's what I really like about it. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys here exactly how we are going to get this done. You're going to need a couple of things. I'm going to show you them as we go along. But, you know, once you've set this in your base exactly how you want it, okay, I'm going to put this like so. It's, and by the way, the measurements, let me get my measuring tape here. Like I said, the tank is 18 by 18. This platform here is 19 by 19. So what I did is I made my wooden base 21 by 21. That gives me an extra 2 inches on the sides for me to be able to you know, use my screws on there. So here we go, guys, right there. That looks pretty good. pretty good, pretty straight right here. On both sides, it's a little over an inch right there. So I'm doing pretty good right there. Now what I'm going to do is with my trusty Sharpie, I'm just going to put my dimple or my mark, however you want to call it, right there, where the drill hole is going to be. Just like so. Yep. And this makes it easy for you guys. And, you know, you can always move it around. And this is going to be plenty sturdy as well. So we'll move this down here because we're going to have to drill. Alright, let me get this done, guys. Right here, I got a 3-inch drill bit. And by the way, when you get your stack kit, right? I keep saying stack kit. When you get your strap kit for your tank, it's also going to come with like a little bag full of bolts. And I've already opened up the bag. It's in this little thing here. And I have these bolts that I already had here at the shop that I'm going to use specific for this base. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that. Right here. And you can see, let me show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see my dimples on there. The little 4 dots. That's what I am. That's what I'm drilling right now. So let's go ahead and do that right on the actual dot. Bam. Let's do this one. Bam. On the money. This one. There you go. Through and through. Here we go, guys. There we go. Get rid of the sawdust right there. Now, we're going to flip this over and we're going to use this guy again. You guys have seen me use this before because I want my bolt to sit, you know, parallel to the wood down here, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to dig about a 1/4 of an inch into the wood here. So it sits nice and flush. Nice and flush. Here we go, guys. That one's pretty good. Moving on to the next one. That looks pretty good. Next one. Wow, that might be the best one of them all. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Get rid of the sawdust. Now I'm going to flip this over again. Now, let's go ahead and put this on here so we can see how well we did with our drilling. Ooh, guys. Wow. Wow. Like, on the money, guys. On the money. Now, it's going to be very difficult. I've showed you guys this before. This is my drill for, you know, little bolts. And honestly, I mean, it's going to be virtually impossible to do this this project without something like that because, you know, you'll have to use the little what's those things called? And they're almost impossible to manipulate. These guys, I'm talking about these. You're going to have to use one of these and it'll be very difficult. Very time consuming to do it, okay? So here we go. Got my drill on there. So what we're going to do is this little bolt, by the way, you see it has a washer, it has a locking washer, and then it has my little bolt in the bottom. And this is very important. You're going to put the part that has the head is going to go on the top. So I'm doing it like this right here, guys. Like that. So I put the bolt through there like that. Now I'm putting the washer first, then I'm putting the locking washer, and then I'm going to put the nut like that. Just like so. Then I'm going to use my hand here at the bottom to screw it up as far as I possibly can by hand until I can't, oh, there you go, until I can't do it anymore. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these alligator clamps and I just want to, you know, clamp it on the bottom like that. Ooh, it's already on there. And then I'm just going to tighten. That's all I'm doing. Oh, already super tight. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. You see that right there? Same dealio. Washer, locking washer, and the nut at the bottom. Okay? This one I gotta beat it in there a little bit. Because this thing, oh no, it's because it just moved on me a little bit. Use this right here. Just had to beat it in there a little bit. Ooh, that's what she said. Well, I don't know if that was a really good one, but sounded pretty good when I said it, or when I thought of it in my mind. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Ah, got it in there. All right, so again, I go as far as I can with my finger there until I can't do it anymore by hand. Then I grab my alligator clamp. Bam! Here we go. Okay, move on to the next one. One by one, getting it done. Here we go. Of course, you know, you're doing it this way, guys. You know, this thing is going to absolutely last a long time on you. You know, since you're doing it this way. It's going to last a long time. As a matter of fact, I mean, you know, your trailer will need to be replaced before you need to replace this. Because, I mean, this is just craftsman work. Craftsman. And I also do recommend you guys do this instead of your straps, you know, because there's a security issue there. And then the other side of that is, you know, those straps, I mean, they just go bad so often. You saw there, we're using straps for our buffer tank. But guess what, guys? Those straps, I replace them every year. Every year I just get new straps and then I put them in there. All right, let's get this did. Let's get it did. Get this did. Here we go. Got our little, where did the other jig in my bob go? Took it off and I moved it somewhere. That's what happens, guys. But I got my my little Tupperware full of miscellaneous things here. Here we go. Got our locking washer. Get that in there. Here we go. Just like that, as far as I can go. Again, use my alligator clamp. Gotta tighten it a little bit. Here we go. Drill. There you go, guys. Super tight. Now, if you've noticed here at the bottom, you can see that, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to do this part off camera. I have one of these. Where is it? Oh, man. Right here. This thing here, guys, cost me like $400 and some. I've had it for 8 years. I don't even think in camera it does justice how commercial grade, how big this thing actually is. Anyway, with this, I got to use a welder's mask and gloves. And I am going to use that to cut all of these pieces to make sure that this is absolutely flush with the wood. I'm going to do that off camera and then I'll see you guys back here. So the thing I love the most about doing it this way, of course you're not going to be able to tell on camera, but this right here, these pieces have essentially melted into each other because so much heat is created. So there's just no way to get this out of here. Absolutely no way. So this cannot come undone unless I actually shear these bolts from the top here. And that's exactly what I want because of the vibration. I'm guaranteeing myself that this is never, ever, ever, ever going to come undone. So there we have it right there. That's our base. Foundation is already laid. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to put these brackets on here, okay? These L brackets. And you got to remember the L shape, this part, has to go away from the tank. So instead of, instead of putting it like this, you see how that is pointing towards the tank, you got to put it like that so it's pointing, away from the tank. That's all you got to remember. So now we have these little bolts. They actually come. These bolts are the ones that came in that little bag that I was telling you about. And I'm just going to put that like that. Let me grab my drill here. So just like that. And then I got the these little nuts. They have a little plastic piece inside, so it locks in place really well. And I'm just holding the other side with my finger, and then I'm going to use my drill right there. Look, just like that. Bam. Done. Now I'm going to do the next one. Just like that, I'm going to do one by one until we're done. Like I said to you guys, you guys are going to be right in there with me on this one. Right in there with me. Just like that. Done. Really recommend you guys, invest in one of these little drills because through the years, guys, I mean, wow. This thing has logged in some hours, let me tell you. Next one, moving on to the next bracket. Remember, instead of putting this towards the tank, we got to put it away from the tank. That's all you got to know. All right, so this one right here. And then I'm holding it here at the base with my left finger. And that's what's great about this, look, because I can't do anything with my left hand, but here all I got to do is hit a button. So that's super easy. Done. You saw how easy that was, guys? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, here we go. Next one. And then we're going to set this down. I'm going to show you guys how to adjust the top as well. Just like so. Boom. Done, guys. So you guys see that? How my base is already ready to go. All right, and this is pointing away from the tank. Now we're going to put this down here. Okay, like so. And I'm going to show you guys here how we're going to do the top. All right, for this, we're going to need our tank here. See which side, it doesn't really matter because this is one of my older tanks. Just like so, you guys see that on here. Really nice. Let me see if I can put something here where I can prop this up a little bit for you guys. Yeah, that works right there. That way I can move this up a little bit. There you go. Now you can see it right there. Now, this piece here, like I said, you see how it is? It just goes in there like that, and then this clamps onto this. Super, super simple, guys. Very, very user-friendly, as I say. All right, now we're going to take the other bolt, just like so. And we're going to put one in at a time like that. Just like that. One at a time. There you go. Next one. Like so. Man, I am really, really, really useless with my left hand. And here we go. That's on there. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to use our drill here to tighten this guy up. So it's nice and snug. Nice and snug. Here we go. Last one, guys. Last one. Let me know in the comment section also, have you guys ever seen this strap kit? This type of strap kit before? Have you worked with it? What do you think of it? Or is this something completely brand new to you guys? Alright guys, so just like we did before, right there, we're going to tighten this up. And we need to lock that into place right there with our alligator clamp. Tighten it up a little bit more. Like that. And go. Ooh, done. This one is done-ski. Now I'll move on to this one. Yeah, way more professional than using a strap because, you know, straps, they can come undone. That's happened to me before in the past, by the way. Done. And this last one, guys. Just like that. Done-ski, guys. Done-ski. Let me put this up here so you can get the full scope of what this looks like. And I mean, it almost looks like the beginning of this video when I was showing you guys the tank, right? Well, there you have it, guys. That's how you put these things together. It's really not that difficult. I'm telling you this right now. You're going to increase your time by, I don't know, 100%, 200% by having this. You saw how easy it was to install that. Now, I'm going to move this over to the trailer, and I'm going to show you guys the end result, how we're actually going to bolt this down to the trailer. So I'll catch you guys on that side. All right, guys, I want to show you this because I did this off camera. I think it was yesterday when I did it before I went home. But you see the boards that we added here. And again, remember, it's in part because, right here, let me move this to the side here. You see the hammer right here. We're holding that piece into place. And then also we're creating a very solid foundation here. Let me show it to you from this side here. We're creating a very solid foundation because right here, right where these tools are, where I'm pointing with the hammer there, that's where the gas tank's gonna go, then the machine, and we got all of the hardware is gonna go right here. That way it's a very solid foundation, and I like that a lot. Now, let's move on over here. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how we're gonna get this done. I actually already have everything exactly where I want it. So you see there, the first tank that you guys saw on video, the one that I did off screen with what is it called, the strap kit. You know, that's my sauce tank, meaning my chemical, just SH tank. That's gonna go, you know, hooked up to the proportioner. And then to the right there, we just did this tank together on video. That's going to be my quote unquote my mixed tank. And then this little tank here, by the way, is a 16-gallon. You can see it there written there. That is on your Amazon list. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys here how we're gonna put this into place. Let me move this out of the way because now we know exactly what needs to go where. And here in this little container, you guys know I have my 3-inch epoxy screws. And then right here I have, these are a little bit smaller. They are 4-inch. And what I'm going to do is in each corner where the tank is, I'm going to put one of these 4-inch ones. And then we're going to put 2, 2, 2, and 2 of the 1.5. All right, so just like so. Just like that. You guys seen that first one right there, first corner. And hopefully the angles are gonna be okay here for you guys. There you go. That's the second corner right here. Third corner right there. And let me set this down because I gotta get in there real good here. Ooh, I'm gonna have to use my left hand, guys. Wow, this is gonna be difficult. This is gonna be really challenging for me. Left hand, forget about it. Sorry about the angle here, guys, but there you go. There you go. Hopefully that didn't mess the camera up too much, but man, wow. Had to get in there with my left hand. So you guys saw there, I put 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not gonna mess with this one yet. We're gonna do that one last. We're gonna go ahead and put all of these first. And we're good to go here. Now, I'm gonna use these right here, the 1 inch ones that you guys see me use earlier. And I'm just gonna put 2 on each side. Right there. This I'll just walk around because I can go around the side here of the tank. I'll just do that off camera. That way I don't have to mess the camera up at all. Put one right there. One right here. Yeah, because like that time the camera hit the top of the thing there and I didn't notice. Screwed it all up. Right there. And again, remember, since I put the 2-inch ones on the corner, I mean, it's already really well put in there. And then that side there in the back, I'll do it from the other angle there. And then I'm going to show you now. You see right there where I have like a bunch of pieces of 2x4. Now I'm using that, so it's basically to trap this tank into place. And what it is this, I can't remember exactly what the size, I want to say it was 20 inches. But anyway, that thing there is 18 inches long. And then I made 2 bases for the top. That's right here. And this is 9 inches, right? So you guys, look, check this out. We're gonna use our 3-inch screws here. And by the way, you probably will not be able to see this on camera, but I already put my 3 guide holes. Like I told you guys, if you don't do that, you're going to crack that piece of wood. So I got my 3-inch bolt screws right here, and I'm just gonna put that in my guide hole right there. You guys see that? Boom. 1, 2, and then the third one. 3 right here. And now I'm going to put this one on top because again, this is just to help, you know, make sure it doesn't move from side to side and so forth. So here we go. Next one. Bam, guys. Now we're gonna do this one and then we'll do these. Well, you know what, since we're right here, might as well put these 2 corners in. This is the 2-inch epoxy screw. You guys saw that? I just drilled the edge of the solution tank, house mix tank. And then we'll do the 2 right here. Bam. And bam. So you guys see there, I'm creating like a little pyramid almost for my surfactant, 16-gallon surfactant tank. And we're actually going to put a little, what is the thing called? D-bolt. Or not D-bolt, D-ring on top. And I got a little strap that we're going to put in there. All right, so here, grab another one of our, whatchamacallit, 3-inch epoxy screws. Remember, these are actually for decks. So they're super, super sturdy, guys. Super, super sturdy. One's in there. We got 2. Right there. One more, guys. Right there. Bam. Then we'll put the one on top, right there in the middle, like so. Same thing, 3-inch screws. Like that. And like, move this over a little bit. And then I got this right here. Let me show you guys. This is what I was talking to you about, the D-rings They're called that because they kind of look like a letter D right there. We're gonna put these on top because we're gonna put a little like a little bungee cord over the tank. That's just so it doesn't hop around on us. Here we go. One in there. And for these, for the D-ring, I'm just using the little epoxy screw, the 1.5. Just like so. Just like that. You go through a lot of screws in a build, guys. I don't know how many hundreds, but it's a lot. Just like so. That's in there. Okay, now let's since that's all done, let's go ahead and move our tanks in here. Our surfactant tank. So, ooh, snug as a bug in a rug, guys. Snug as a bug in a rug. You saw we already got the screws there because now it would have been hard for me to get in there. So we'll do the other two right here. Actually, let's put this 2-inch epoxy screw right here. Oh, I hit a stud. Hit a stud right there. Put it right here. Stud right there, guys. So I'll move it closer to this side here. There you go. And by the way, here in the front, I have to prevent it from coming this way, I have one that is, and I wrote on there, it's 14 inches. You see that? To go in the front of the tank. And then this one is 7 inches. Like so. We'll go ahead and put that in there as well. Just like that. Hopefully we're able to get through here. Where's another 3-inch? Where's the 3 inches? Right here. This is gonna be super awesome. This thing's not going anywhere. And then also, you know, in my case here, I always carry, and that's just a personal thing. You can do it however you want. That's a 16-gallon tank, and I'm gonna carry probably at least 15 gallons at a time. Because I don't like adding surfactant every week, every other week. You know, I like to carry a month or two worth of surfactant with me. And obviously that's going to be relative, right, to the amount of roof jobs and soft washing jobs that you do. But I like having a lot of surfactant on hand. No, you guys can't see too good, but I'm putting the 3-inch screw here. Do one more. And then our surfactant tank is in the books. In the books, baby. There you go. So you guys see how I did that? Now it can't go to the right, it can't go to the left, can't go backwards, can't go forward. Locked into place. It is. It is 100% locked into place. Now let's put our two 1.5-inch screws here, right here. Bam and bam. Now we got one more 2-inch to put back here, and then the two little guys right there. And then we're done ski, guys. Done ski, baby. Like I said, this is set up, guys, where, you know, and I tell guys this all the time when they're doing their own builds and whatnot. You know, think about it logically. Even as a new guy, let's say you're doing 5 properties, 5 jobs a week, so 20 a month. Let's say 250 jobs a year. I mean, guys, at $400 a pop, how much is that? 250 jobs a year, right? So 5 jobs times 400, that's $2,000 a week, right? And this type of build here is going to last you, if you use the proper equipment and you do it properly and you follow my blueprint, it'll last you at least 7 years. I mean, at least, I would say more than that if you take care of your stuff. One more right here, guys. Actually, I need 2 more because that's the 2-inch right there. Need 1 more and then we're done. I still got to do the back there, and then I got to do the 2 sides there. But essentially, I mean, you guys see it. And I have, oh, you know what? Let's put the tops on here. That's the top to that tank. This is the top to this tank right here. And this is the top to this tank right here. And I have this strap, old strap here. Let me see. It's going to work okay. Should work okay. Here we go. It's a little bit loose, but it doesn't matter because I have a tote full of those little straps. So you guys get the idea. I got to get a strap that's about half that size so it's nice and taut, nice and tight. So, but there you have it. So now you guys remember how we did our buffer tank. That's really locked into place because that's actually bolted straight to the trailer. And then everything else, man, guys, wow. This really locks everything into place. That stud underneath that's holding our buffer tank, I mean, that thing can't go forward or backwards, and it's hooked to the trailer. It's not going anywhere. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that at the end of this series, I am going to announce the winning names for the rigs. Like I said, this guy right here that we're building is going to be called the Grime Reaper. But man, guys, I can't wait to read your comments there, what you think about the name, and then what you're gonna want to name the other ones as well. So make sure you post that because, man, I can't wait to read that. But yeah, I really appreciate everything that you guys do. You know, I'm working hard to make these series for you guys. It's really hard to record inside the trailer, guys. Man, I could sit here and tell you the stories. The camera sometimes dies after 5 minutes because it's so hot in there. You got to imagine me, it's 90 degrees outside. It's like 120 degrees in there. But we're working hard to make good content for you guys, as always. But also, make sure that you're reaching out to me because I have a pressure washing starter kit for new guys. It has a bunch of great files in it, like it has in there your pricing guideline for 2025. It has your service agreement, bunch of other great resources in there for you as well. But anyway, the bottom line is, you guys well know, you know, that's the whole purpose of the Mr. Bubbles channel, is to help you grow your business. So make sure you reach out to me. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.